Here's a recap of day 9 of testimony in the Diddy trial. Diddy's former assistant George Kaplan returned to the stand Thursday morning. He talked about a time that he saw Diddy being violent towards Cassie on a private jet, and he said that nobody helped Cassie or checked in with her after the event. He says there was another time that he noticed visible injuries on Cassie while she was at Diddy's home, and he says that she wasn't the only girlfriend that Diddy had gotten violent with, as he had witnessed him throw decorative apples at another girlfriend. Kaplan says he became uncomfortable with Diddy's physical behavior, and ultimately that led him to quit. However, he told Diddy that the reason that he was quitting was because his father was ill. He ended his testimony saying that he has nothing against Diddy and that he respects him. Rapper Kid Cudi was next to take the stand. He and Cassie had dated for a little bit in 2011, back when Diddy and Cassie weren't together. He said that he knew of problems between Cassie and Diddy and that from his knowledge they were no longer together. He recalled the night that Cassie had called him very distressed because Diddy had found out that the two of them were dating, and he went over to pick Cassie up and took her to a hotel. While at that hotel, he says he received a phone call from one of Diddy's employees who was, quote, on the verge of tears. She said that Diddy and another one of his associates were inside of Kid Cudi's house and that she was in a car outside of the house waiting for them because she was forced to go. He said Diddy had called him asking if he was home, however he was not, and Diddy had said that he just wanted to talk. Kid Cudi said he was going to go and talk to him, however he realized that he wasn't sure how many people were with Diddy or how many people would be there and what their intentions were, so instead he decided to file a police report following the break-in. He said nothing was damaged in his home, however he noticed that his security cameras were moved, gifts that he had brought family members were opened, and his dog was locked in the bathroom. Diddy had texted him a few times following this incident, however he did not answer. About a month later, in January of 2012, Kid Cudi had received a call from his dog sitter saying that his car was on fire in the driveway. The jury then saw photos of the irreparable damage done to his Porsche that had a Molotov cocktail thrown into it. Soon after this incident, he met up with Cassie and Diddy at a club and said that this is when he decided to talk to Diddy. He detailed every aspect of his relationship with Cassie to Diddy, from how it started to how it ended, and then when asked about the car, Diddy said, "I don't know what you're talking about." He and Cassie's relationship had ended, and he said that he has not talked to her since then. However, he did run into Diddy back in 2015, and Diddy had pulled him aside and apologized for all the bullshit, which he says is more than he expected from him. Following Kid Cudi's testimony, former makeup artist Mila Morales took the stand. She was Diddy's makeup artist until 2005, then she became Cassie's makeup artist. She said that she and Cassie are very close, and the last time she did her makeup was back in 2021. She recalled the time that she and Cassie went to Prince's party during Grammy weekend in 2010. When they returned to their hotel room afterwards, Diddy had barged in looking for Cassie. She said that she heard screaming and yelling coming from the bedroom that they were in, and when he left, he found Cassie with a swollen eye, busted lip, and knots to her head. She says that she then took Cassie to her house to recover for a few days. While they were there, she called a friend of hers who was a doctor. The doctor friend recommended that they go to the emergency room, but Cassie refused. After this, they never spoke of the incident again. Next, hotel employee Frederick Zemore testified. He is an employee at the L'Ermitage Hotel in Beverly Hills, California. So he said that he had a file for Diddy on record from the hotel, and that there was notes connected to Diddy's file, which the name on the file changed quite often, one time to Frank Black, which is a name that keeps coming up in this trial. But some of the notes read, "Please monitor outside his room, down the hallway to spray air freshener, always spills candle wax on everything and uses excessive amounts of oil, place the room out of order upon departure for deep cleaning. Please authorize an extra $1,000 when guest stays with us to cover any room damages." Next and final witness of the day was computer forensics agent Joshua Croft. He works for Homeland Security. His testimony was very quick. He said that he extracted data from 3 of Cassie's laptops. One was set to factory default, another one had a profile on it under the name Frank Black, and the third one wouldn't power on. The trial is set to resume on Tuesday after the holiday weekend. The prosecution says their next witness is Diddy's former employee Capricorn Clark, followed by some LAPD and LAFD employees.